Life Recorded is brought to you by the Spiritual Care Department at Roswell Park Comprehensive Cancer Center.
Hello, my name is Michael Meadows. My birthday is July 7th, 1993, and today is March 3rd, 2023.
Amen. Michael, thank you for sitting down with me again. I'm glad we reached out to each other for the second time. First time we talked, you were sitting down with your dad. You were inpatient, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
About 17 hours out of surgery.
That's right.
But I'm all about that raw emotion, you know?
Yeah. You had just come out of surgery, and I popped in your room and said, hey, what's up? Told you what I do, and you're like, let's do this.
Yeah, like we literally connected, guys. Like it was like, I was about to say something, and he was like, yo, I was thinking that. Then he was saying something. I'm like, yo, I'm thinking that. And it was just like, at first we was about to do it, I think the next day, and then almost at the same time we met right in the middle. Like, and I think you turned around and my mouth was open like, want to do it today?
That's right, and luckily we, like the clouds parted and everything happened because normally I can't reserve a nice space the same day. We got that nice room.
Right.
Just like this one today.
Yeah, this view was beautiful.
Yeah, it's
never
gorgeous,
gets old.
And here we are, man. When I reached out to you this second time, I know circumstances have changed.
Yes.
But I feel like even though circumstances have changed, not necessarily the way we want them to, you, as a person, you maintained your positive attitude, your happy outlook, your supportive, like just everything about you remains. The great person that you are is still right here.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, yes. I mean, it's a heavy situation. Can you bring us up to date?
Yeah. Well, okay. Excuse me. So the last time we met, I had got a proctocolectomy done August 3rd, and things was looking good. I got an update October 10th, I want to say, of 2022 that, the cancer was gone and whatnot. And I have been feeling fine. Literally, even now, every Monday, I feel myself getting stronger. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not where I was either. So, time kept going on, kept getting stronger and whatnot. Was able to exercise more and stuff like that. So January came, I want to say January 25th, and I gave some blood. I was still under active surveillance, gave some blood, and they told me how the CEA number was astronomically higher than it should be. So if it was in the window of 0 to 5, that would be normal. Mine went from 0 to 73. And then even furthermore, when I went and looked on the portal, skipping ahead, when I had got the CAT scan done and I had to give blood to see if I was capable of getting that, it has since gone up, I think, to 130 something. Doc told me that it could be a cause for concern for something else, or it could be just the way you was feeling with something you ate or whatever, or it could be a possibility to cause for reoccurrence of the cancer. So, but we said, we're not going to claim anything. That was that. It did rattle me a little bit, but, like I say, I just stay strong because I feel like I may not fold, wrong word. I may bend a little bit, but I'm not going to fold or break because that ain't going to help nothing, So, February 3rd, come in, get the CAT scan done. Then February 6th, I come back, and that's when he told me that it's spread to my liver, and this time I'm dealing with stage 4 liver cancer. And I'm electing not to do chemotherapy because just, if you've done that before, or if you've done your homework on that, you know what it could do to you, and not to mention, they told me, man, even if I do the chemotherapy regimen, do it their way, I only have 3 to 4 years left. And if I live past that, and I'm not claiming anything, just speaking on the possibilities, I like to look at all avenues. Even if I did live past that, they say that it's incurable now. So you know, I will be on and off chemo the rest of my life. You know, as I said to my doctor, you know, to kind of lighten the mood, I was like, so you telling me I would have to dance with the devil, known as cancer, just on and off the rest of my life if I do it your way? And he was like, in a nutshell, yes. And so I remember I asked him, I was like, well, you know, what if I didn't do that, or, you know, wanted you to make me comfortable or whatever, if it comes to that? And he was like, well, if that's the case, if you don't do anything, you will have 3 to 6 months, you know. But I've been taking a holistic approach this time. You know, I'm making sure I'm getting all my vitamins, herbs, and minerals and whatnot. Change my diet to plant-based and whatnot, a plant-based alkaline diet, you know. So I'm just doing my best to try an alternative. And like I say, I feel fine. And excuse me, sometimes my doctors, I could see the look in their eyes of like excitement mixed with confusion, because they're just looking at me like, okay, all that you've been through with the previous occurrence of stage 3 colon cancer, now it's stage 4 in your liver, incurable, and you don't have shortness of breath. Like, he was asking me all this list of questions, and I'm just like, no, I don't feel anything. I'm like, I feel fine. Like, I understand you can like not have symptoms or something, but still have something, you know, but, you know, I feel fine, and I'm very thankful and blessed for that, you know.
Yeah, I mean, and you were just telling me how you still work out.
Yeah.
And how, I mean, you just showed me your vertical in the lobby.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, if I didn't have this mic on me, I would show you guys too, but you know.
I mean,
man.
It's pretty amazing. So when did you get the diagnosis of stage 4?
That was, I'm about to say stage 6, but that was February 6th after I got the CAT scan.
Yeah.
And then I got an MRI done last Friday. And I got those results a couple days ago, which was saying I have 10 tumors in my liver. But doc said they're all different sizes and whatnot. And he said I also still have like 50% of my liver that's healthy. So, you know, it's a good thing.
Good.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, you look like a walking medical miracle. You know?
Thank you.
I mean, if what they are saying is true, all that stuff that's going on with you, I mean, who's going to look at you and say, you know, that's real?
Right.
You know?
Right.
It just, I'm happy. I'm excited.
Me too, man. Because it's crazy to hear something like this. You know, I'm only 29 years old. I'll be 30 this summer. You know, I mean, if I was older, had lived more of my life. Now, I'm thankful and blessed to have, like, I've been overseas a bunch of times. Like, I've done a lot in this short period of my life, but I have a lot of work left to do. You know, like if I was older, 70, 80 something years old, I would still fight to live, but it would be, I'm a grandparent, maybe a great grandparent, so I'ma still fight. But if that's what it is, then that's what it is. But like, it just touches me a little differently now, because I'm just like, man, I'm not even 30 yet. You know, like I've been through all this, I'm not even 30 yet, you know, but that's just something that just keeps me going, you know, and then just knowing that I could inspire others, you know.
Mm-hmm. So tell me about your holistic approach. When did you start all of this? Was it right after the diagnosis?
I started that 2 days after I got the news. So, you know, it's almost like that, you know, let's start the effing show type deal, you know, like I had me a little glass of wine, and then I was like, all right, I'm gonna cut that off after this, you know, because I just needed time to decompress. That was on that day. Then that Tuesday, I love seafood. I went and got me a nice seafood boil, a ton of crab legs and all that stuff. And then after that, I just fully switched to only eating fruits, vegetables. I don't even eat a bag of chips or, you know, store-made juices. I have a juicer. I make my own juices. I make my own meals. I go to vegan, plant-based places and whatnot, you know. Just be sure to read the labels and whatnot, because it's a lot of bull crap out here that's in our food that we don't really need. I mean, just out here in the atmosphere, the frequencies and whatnot as well. So, you know, I just feel like I'd be doing my body some good justice by, for me, I'm not limiting anything. I fully cut anything that I know could hinder me all the way out. And I do feel my body thanking me for that. I feel like a slow, like just a little like nudge of my body saying, I like what you're doing. Keep doing that. It's like I'm not feeling the full benefits yet, but like I feel it brewing,
Cool. Wow. So along with the diet, is there anything else that you're doing differently?
The diet, teas, I have good supplements or herbs and minerals from like sea moss gel or sea moss in a capsule. I'm trying to remember all of them because it's a lot. Turmeric, neem, a bunch of different stuff. And I'm documenting everything because, I have a temporary ostomy bag as well. So I'm in a bunch of different groups on social media. And I remember being one of the newbies, and I'll be asking a bunch of questions. But now I feel like, although you never stop learning, so I still be having questions sometimes too, but I do have a lot of knowledge on things that I've been through. So whether it's my regimen or just whatever I'm doing that has helped me, I've documented it just in case someday, unfortunately, where I may have to assist someone, we may cross paths and it's like, hey, I have knowledge on this, let me pass it along to you. Like I have everything, whether it's on my phone or written down in composition notebooks. I have everything that I have obtained knowledge on, just from me studying, doing my homework. And then I've been blessed to be connected with the right people, the right herbalists and, stuff like that know their stuff so they could give me some game and I go and study it and just, evolve it in my mind for my better understanding of it. Even going to read books from, I believe Candace B. Pert wrote The Molecules of Emotion. Another person wrote How to Starve Cancer. Then I also have a book about just learning how to make your own herbs and just what they're all about and all that stuff, So like I say, just really doing my best at what I feel I should be doing to, continue living.
Yeah. Well, so, you're living a cleaner life. You said that you still work out?
Yes.
Right? What's your workout regimen?
I have a pull-up bar in my room. Mm-hmm. So at one point in time, I was doing pull-ups whenever I would walk past it, but then I didn't want to put too much on myself. So I do about 10 pull-ups like every couple times, like I'm in and out of my room and whatnot. Shoot, I did probably about 20 before I came here. But I do that. Sometimes I'll go to Delaware and do some interval training. So like I'll walk for 2 minutes, jog for 2 minutes, do that twice around Delaware. And then if I don't hit Delaware, then I'll do HIIT exercises, which, just moving your body, getting that cardio going, because I'm a person that could do both. I know my boys, I know some of y'all that's in the gym, y'all salivating at me get in there with y'all in due time, when our schedules connect. But I'm a person that could do both, just how I enjoy my own company just as much as others. I could be in the gym and get it in, or I could be at home, pop the headphones in, or not have headphones in and just activate that inner self-motivation and do what I have to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I love my push-ups, doing push-ups, stuff like that, At a point in time, I'm working my way back up to that. At a point in time, shoot, man, I could do about like 300 push-ups in about 10 minutes. Now I'm probably at about, maybe you could do 100 in that 10 minutes or something like that, 50 clips or whatever, so. But it's still a progress, because like sometimes while I'm exercising, I will still, because I understand I'm still healing off of everything that I've experienced the last year. So I still do get weak sometimes and stuff like that. But, that's when I just do my best to lock in my mind and just be like, all right, Mike, just fight through it, And then if I get to a point where I feel like I'm forcing it too much, then I'll back off or chill or take a day off or something like that, But that's pretty much that.
Good. So, how did your family take your new diagnosis?
They took it pretty hard. For me, the part that touched me the most was my niece Erica, because she'll be 8 later this year. Our birthdays are actually 2 weeks apart, so she'll be 8 in the end of June. I'll be 30, and the first week of July. Side note, I'm gonna laugh in the enemy's face on my 30th birthday simply because I was told that I wouldn't make it to my 30th birthday. So, but the family did take it, rightfully so, a little hard and whatnot. And I do understand that there's some sides of themselves that they won't show me, as far as like if they shed tears or whatever. Just like there's certain things I won't show them as far as when I'm having a moment. But I let that moment be anywhere between 30 minutes and an hour. I don't try to let it take over my whole day. I understand that I'm still human and whatnot. I mainly feel it late at night when I'm by myself. You wake up in the middle of the night, got to take a leak, ain't nobody else awake, and you just kind of thinking or whatever, But it happens. It's something that comes with the territory. But my niece, like, just to see her cry, because like I say, I'm not claiming anything, but I like to be aware of all avenues. So I did sit, some of my family and friends down and, tell them like, hey man, if this thing take me, this is how I want things done. I have in my phone how I want my funeral to be, just in case, because I don't want there to be any type of conflict over what I would have wanted in the event that I am transitioning soon. I don't believe that. I don't feel like that. But, like I say, I always like having a contingency plan, just always, you can't be prepared all the time, or for everything, but it doesn't hurt just thinking about it or putting some bit of form of, planning and whatever for either outcome. I'm a person that likes to look at either outcome, so I could be, even if it's 1% prepared for either outcome. But seeing my sister Victoria, my niece Erica, seeing them cry when I sat them down, because I kind of was a little blunt about it, but I was just like, hey, I know this is the nasty side of this, but I'm like, you guys need to hear this just in case this is a reality. And my parents kind of had like that blank stare and whatnot, and just like I say, for me, seeing my niece cry, because like she really knows what's going on now. I don't think she knows what cancer is, but she knows that something is going on with her uncle, that he's, not as good as he once was, at least temporarily, and even sometimes like with friends, family or whatever, like I kind of notice how like sometimes they prolong the conversation, like we'll be getting ready to get off the phone. Like, for example, I was talking with my mom last night, and it's almost like me when I'm like, all right, one more game, then one more video game of Call of Duty turns into like freaking 20. So it's kind of how it was with mom. She was like, all right, one more question. Because, she was just picking my brain about just how I'm going about things now and how I'm feeling as well. And she was like, okay, so one more question. And then like just the way I would answer it, it would lead her into another question. And she was like, all right, it's my last one, I promise. And then I remember on her actual last one, I had one last thing to talk about, so but I'm happy to have the support from everybody that I do, even down to the people that I don't know, because there's people that have reached out that I don't know from a can of paint, but just to know that we have that mutual respect just off caring for human beings, what I'm saying? Like even me and you having that connection, and we don't know each other outside of Roswell and recording, but having that mutual respect as humans, there's nothing like it.
Yeah. It's got to be an incredible feeling just to have so much love surrounding you.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Makes you think like, wow, little old me. Like, like sometimes like this is a reminder of how much people are watching, and like I say, I'm not perfect, I've made mistakes and poor decisions and stuff like that I have to live with, but you just learn from it and, do your best to just be a better person, and that's just where I'm at, just even looking back to the last year, just because like I still feel myself coming out of all the medications I was on, and some people wouldn't believe me when I would tell them, like, man, I didn't count how many, but I know easily from July 1st in Houston, Texas, when I was first diagnosed, all the way to, I don't know, whenever, a year and a half or whatever, I was on easily 30 medications, not including the chemo, not including the radiation. And Paul, the way that it just had my mind spent, what I'm saying? Like, it's just, like, I feel myself detoxing from it still. And as docs told me, it will take you maybe a year, at least 6 months to a year, maybe a little more, to really feel like yourself again, because like I say, I sometimes feel like I'm like being a robot, or, even like some things that people have told me, like I may have like said or anything or done or anything like that. I'm just like, I kind of don't remember that. Or like, I take myself back to it and it's just like, you know, okay, but it's just like, again, just, I remember the doctors telling me like, hey man, like, you're going to experience some of these things because you're on an aggressive regimen when it comes to the first session of chemo, first and only, shall I say, sessions of chemo and radiation that I had to get, you know. So sometimes I'll just be trying to tell everyone like, hey, take it easy with me. If I need some time to myself or whatever, it's just because I'm like not trying to be a dick, but you know, I need that time because it could really have your mind spent sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you noticed your body change at all within, like, say, the past 6 months?
Oh yeah, just energy levels. I remember it was a point in time where I needed a cane to walk on and off. Some weeks I would need it, some weeks I wouldn't. It would be sometimes where all within the same day, I could have energy to pick my nieces and nephews up or, you know, do whatever. And then later on that day, I'm just, you know, drained and sluggish and whatnot, you know. So it was a point where most of my energy would be primed in the morning to the early afternoon. And then say about after 3 p.m., I'm shot. You know, I'm done for the day and just, you know, but just seeing where that's at now, like I say, like I will feel a little sluggish with the exercise, but at the same time, I guess it's just part of the bounce back, you know. But I do feel my energy levels just continuing to rise, and even my mind, just from the way of thinking that dealing with cancer has enlightened me on, you know, just things like I've had to do and stuff like that, you know. It's something, you know. It's almost like my mom told me last night. She was like, you know, you wanted to be a well-known wrestler, as I did, and have fun doing that and make copious amounts of money doing that, you know, just to live a nice, fruitful life. But she was like, you know, the Lord gonna bless you in a different way. You know, you're gonna be able to tell your story and being known from being a person that beat the odds with this cancer stuff, you know. So any way that I could do my part to make the world a better place, you know, like I say, I'm not perfect by any means, you know, but just learning to be a better person. And, you know, if this is the way, I mean, no one wants to have cancer, but if this is the way of me doing my part, then hey, so be it. I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I feel like I'm doing pretty good, you know, with handling this stuff. You know, like I told you something the other day, we could be a little unprofessional, you know, how I like having fun with my favorite freaks sometimes, you know. Hey, you gotta live, people. You gotta live. Do what makes you happy. The others may not understand, but it ain't for them to understand. It's for you.
Hey, you know, that's some of the best therapy too.
Yes. Air pounded.
That's the best medicine.
The best medicine. Need a glass of water after.
Yeah. So let's shift gears then. Is there anyone that you know or anyone in your family that are in similar situations or anything?
Yes, actually. So, one from each side, and this is making me wonder, like, okay, because at first, you know, I do know the way that I was diagnosed with this is like what's the word I'm looking for? A rare mutation or whatever, you know. But my cousin Missy, hey Missy, I know you'll probably watch this. She had a battle a couple years ago and whatnot, you know, and she made it through, you know. And I have a cousin right now, a distant cousin. I'm not the best with the whole second, third, whatever, you know. But I have a cousin in Alabama. So my cousin Missy, she's on my dad's side, I want to say, and you guys will correct me if I'm wrong. And it's like, oh, you don't know your family? I do. It's just specifics. We know how this go. But yeah, I want to say she's on my dad's side. And then we're around the same age, a couple years older than me. Beautiful person, amazing soul. And then I have a cousin, Jerome, I believe his name is, and I say I believe because I just met him, and I met him in spite of us having cancer. I want to say I was in remission, and he had just found out, and he had the same type I had. It was colon, but they found his a little sooner and whatnot, but he has a temporary ostomy as well, because, you gotta let the digestive tract calm down from everything and the surgeries and whatnot, and then you could get hooked back up. Like, that's where I'm at. So I got the proctocolectomy, entire colon is gone, rectum gone, what they say, no colon still rolling, and like they tore me and made me a new a-hole, but I did my research, found what's called a J pouch, and so I knew that. Like I said, I was still in Texas, because once I found out this is what I was up against, research, reading, studying, homework, all that every day to this point. There's sometimes where I'm just in my room, just reading, watching videos. So I have a J pouch. Still have the bag because I'm not fully healed yet to get it connected, but the J pouch is in place and set up as being a new rectum. So when I'm ready, I can just get it connected, then boom, bag's gone. Bag's down here because it's an ileostomy now. Ileostomy here, colostomy here. But so my cousin Jerome, I haven't spoken to him in a couple of weeks, but I know he's in good spirits. I reach out to him every couple of weeks, because like I say, I have the knowledge on what he's going through in particular. So I just do my best to be there for him, although I just met him. And just like with my cousin Missy, like when I was first diagnosed, I picked her brain a lot just about what to expect. Because granted, we don't want to be going through this, but just how we say, whether you're talking to somebody or you're online or whatever, it's good to know you're not alone. Like I have a good friend that I met all the way in England. Shout out to you, Ashley. We always talk about each other about how we say things wrong. Like, she's like, tomato. I'm like, no, it's tomato. I love her voice just as much as she loves mine, because we're just so mesmerized at how we speak with the accent or whatever. But I met her in the ostomy bag group because she felt that she was alone with only being around this age in your 20s. And she was just like, does anybody else my age have this? And everyone around the same age group got in there like, hey, me too, telling our stories. And we started inboxing each other, sent each other a friend request on Facebook. And, we talk almost every day now. They're 5 hours ahead over there. So sometimes I'll hit her up and it'll be in the middle of the night, or she'll hit me up and I'm like, dude, it's 4 a.m. here. She's like, oh, well, it's 9 here. I'm out here with my coffee. I'm like, I'll talk to you in a couple hours. But, it's just good to connect with people that share your similar story,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael, I want to close it out with, I'm going to put you on the spot.
Okay, I like that.
Because I know you can handle it.
Yeah.
And so before we started recording, we talked about your talent for putting words together.
Okay.
In poetry.
Okay.
And I'll get your phone for you if you want, but can you recite something, like maybe one of your favorite pieces?
Okay. Yeah, I need my phone because I have a favorite piece here.
All right, good.
So I have a favorite piece that might bring you peace. just throwing some words together. But so this is something that I wrote about a connection that I used to have with someone. I won't say her name for obvious reasons or whatever. I don't know if she would want me to say her name. I don't know. We're still cool. I was just hanging out with her the other day. But it's someone that, I used to be romantically involved with. And we started growing apart. And it was tough, when you really love someone. But at the same time, like I say, I put that on me because I didn't make my move when I should have, you know what I'm saying? I didn't, I guess, want to man up, so to say, and be like, all right, I'm ready, blah, 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 blah. I'm ready to do everything that it's going to take to have this, And yeah, so this is called Her and Him. One of his dreams became a reality when she let him in her life. From day one, he knew he wanted her to be his wife. She stays in the coolest moods, and that compliments him because he's a laid-back dude. As time went by, they grew closer and closer. Him thanking God every single day of him getting to know her. He became hers and she became his. They have visions of a big family with beautiful kids. The love that they shared was unconditional. Staying together for life was the main mission for sure. but they both had their own lives before they fell in love. Her saving lives and him traveling the world. They still made time while making money, but he starts to see how she's still hungry. She's hungry for more of his time, reason being his job is such a consistent grind. He's not home to lay with her every night. She tries to fill that void, but nothing makes it feel right. One of his fears was her walking away. He never ever wanted to witness that day. He thinks spicing things up and changing his lifestyle would be great. Yeah, it would be, but he started too late. She had her mind made up and he doesn't know how to feel because now his biggest fear just became real. As time moves on, so will he. I know him very well because he is me.
That's
little something like.
That's beautiful.
Round of applause for myself, But yeah, man, and sometimes I have writer's block, I don't write every day, but I feel like I should, because that would be good. Little rhyme, little bit of wordplay, understanding things I say, I just throw a little something together, But yeah, I'm gonna get on it a little bit more, because as we were talking about off camera a little bit, I definitely do want to make a book of just short stories, and poetry and whatnot. I have this one idea, and I've shared it with people before, just a little bit, of a superhero I want to make. Well, not even more so a superhero, but more so like a vigilante. And, the power is in his hair. And, yeah.
All right.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Well, Michael, always a pleasure, man.
Always.
Thanks.
We're definitely going to do this again.
Let's do it again.
Yeah, I love it. Maybe, hell, let's say once I live past the time that they're anticipating, maybe we can, give an update. And I'm just like, I told you so.
I want that.
Yeah.
I want that. I told you so update.
Yeah, and
I'll hold you to it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And I just want to say this real quick. Anyone that saw the last video, although, because as we said in the last video, we was going to give a good update, this still is a positive update. Like in the last video, I was fresh out of surgery. The cancer was gone. It's come back, as you guys see, as I stated earlier. But I'm still in good spirits, you know what I'm saying? Because you just have to be so in light of everything that I have going on right now, from the finances of, just a lot of places asking me for certain things where it's just like, geez, like, what's that? I forgot where it came from, but the dude was like, she took everything. Like, it's just like, I just gave y'all everything. What else do you want, my soul? I can't give you that, but, yeah, I'm staying strong. I'm in a good place because I feel like I have to be, and that's just naturally me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not faking the funk. I'm not forcing myself being in this good place. Like, I really am in a good place, and no matter what, I'm going to be good, so I don't want nobody to really be worried or nothing like that, because even in death is life and death. I feel like it's the mindset. If you're not defeated while you living, then you still living even longer after your physical form has left this earth, So, yeah, let's keep the positive, good vibes going and doing what makes us happy in life.
Life Recorded is brought to you by the Spiritual Care Department in Roswell Park Comprehensive Cancer Center.